What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. I'm going to tell you what I have in this box, and then I'm going to briefly explain why I have these items in this box. And then I'm going to leave the rest up to you as far as creativity. Now, I don't recommend hoarding, but I also do not recommend throwing out items that are useful. Items that could be recycled, reused. Please, these items have value, and they will especially have value in emergency situations, in preparedness scenarios or situations. So, I have bubble wrap, bubble mailer, different types of those things, different types of plastic wrap, okay? The rolls from toilet paper, from paper towels, plastic bags, empty water bottles. I have more empty water bottles over here separately, okay? This stuff is very useful, okay? The boxes, obviously, normal stuff, moving items, shipping, simple stuff, storing things, common sense. Also, boxes, some people use them with their gardening techniques, okay, to smother weeds. You could use them to make a brooder for chickens or quail, perhaps. You can compost them, okay? I believe in the somewhat recent past, which could be in the past few years from my memory, they were talking about a shortage of boxes. Boxes are so important. And one thing I want you to understand about this video, I'm not going to go into a lot of details as far as each item and the different things you could use the items for. I'm not going to do that. I want to make you think. I want to have you use your creativity to think of all different ways to use things. Okay? Because I think that being resourceful is something that's great because it can save you money. It can help you be more prepared. And when things happen, like when I broke our window recently when I was trying to open and or close the window, well, temporary fix. Plastic wrap, bubble wrap, cardboard, duct tape was totally fine until we were able to fix the window. Okay, things like that happen. Normal stuff, okay? The bubble wrap, like I mentioned, that could be used as a temporary cover for windows. If windows break, that could be insulation or added insulation, okay? Be safe, think about fire hazards, fire codes, all that type of stuff. That's my disclaimer or whatever. Use common sense, folks. It could also, in the right situation, be used as insulation with your, with your clothing, insulate your body, okay? I use these probably every week. I have a little, I believe it's called a rocket stove, what I use to light our charcoal for our charcoal grill. I put that underneath, I light that, it lights the charcoal, good to go. Also, anytime you could burn anything, this is fuel. This is fuel, although it won't last long, fuel is fuel. Fire starter is fire starter. Same thing with the cardboard, okay? Plastic bags. Another thing I want you to think about, try to have things on hand that you cannot recreate easily, especially in nature. For those of you into primitive survivalism and stuff like that, that's great, and those are awesome skill sets to have, but think about people who have been in survival scenarios, in the wilderness, for example. How awesome just a simple plastic bag would be for them to transport food, perhaps things that they have foraged, water, whatever. Plastic bags. These could be used, again, as improvised clothing, head cover, okay? Folks, you don't need a lot of this stuff. I have 2 large boxes like this, and I have some other stuff, maybe in a place or places, just in case. But you don't need a lot. It's about putting a mixture of different things in one or more containers and having them readily accessible. You do not need to hoard. I'm not against hoarding if you do whatever you want to do, however much space you have, whatever. As long as you're healthy, you're safe, freedom is freedom, all right? But water bottles, okay? Super, super important. Containers are very difficult to recreate in nature. What happens if the big trucks stop moving and you can't get the things we need, the things we want? Having simply water bottles, that I'm not going to get into my understanding of bacteria and or viruses and how I think that these are probably fine because we drank out of them. They've been closed in a plastic bag in a clean environment, a relatively clean environment. If you want to use some water and or bleach, do your research, see that's okay. You want to rinse them out, clean them out, soap, antibacterial soap, whatever makes you happy. In a survival scenario, okay, you're going to be happy you had water on hand and a container or containers to put them in. Also, survival and preparedness is not all about you. I have lots of plastic bottles so that if things get real bad, I have the ability to have these, which probably clean already, but I can disinfect these, fill them with fresh water, and I could give those bottles of water to people. And in certain circumstances, that could save people's lives. A little water, a little food. Perhaps people might be traveling or just passing by. It would be really nice to be able to help other people out, okay? Containers, and I'm not going to go into, there are so many things you could use plastic bottles for. You can use them for gardening things. I mean, go on YouTube and just research, go on the internet and just research all the things you could do. Even these, I believe you could use these also. I believe it's called candling eggs to see if chicken eggs, for example, have been fertilized. Really, it's about creativity. Like this bubble wrap, this stuff is great. Obviously, yeah, you're shipping stuff, you're mailing stuff, gifts, normal use, absolutely. You want to cover things that are fragile or, might break easily. The plastic wrap, the bubble wrap, absolutely great. Absolutely great. Let me know if you folks save some things like this and like to have some things like this on hand. Okay? Because I think boxes in there, more boxes, lots of boxes. Okay? I think this is very important. And I think that you always want to have things on hand that could be helpful because you never know what's going to happen or what could happen, folks. And you don't want to, after the fact, say, oh, I wish I had some plastic water bottles to store some water to drink or to water our plants so I can have food or to store water for livestock. Okay? Water for people, water for livestock, water for gardens, all that stuff. Let me know if you do things like this in the comments below. And I did not get into the details about too many specifics about, how these items are useful or what you could use these items for. So I think as a good team effort, if you folks help me out in the comments below, I would really appreciate that. Let me know these items mentioned. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but a roll of duct tape or two in here would also be good because I could use that for the plastic to cover windows and, temporary insulation, whatever. Very helpful. And this is just a limited list. This is just a few things, but there are so many other things that should be saved, in my opinion, or could be saved. This is just a few things that I happen to have on hand I wanted to go over with you folks. So let's get creative in the comment section and help give each other ideas. And let's keep this stuff out of the landfill. This is also good for the environment. Hope you're all well. Take care.